Hello lovelies, how are you all today? It's been a little while since I've jumped on here, so I thought I'd pop on and say hi to all of you. And it's been busy, can you believe it? Oh my God, we're nearly at the end of the year and I am feeling it. I am ready for a break. It's been a huge year, not just energetically for the planet, but personally for myself too. And so I know a lot of you have been feeling the intense energies as we build to solstice, and we've just had solar eclipse and new moon. So it's full on, and we've got Christmas if you're celebrating that, and you know, end of year parties, families, everything's going on all at once. So it's pretty intense. So make sure you do take care of you first, okay? Make sure you're getting lots of nurturing and looking after yourself. So important at this time. It's always important, but very important at this time as well, that you're getting your energy needs met, okay? And so as I said in the title of this live today, are you creating or are you consuming? Or are you consuming or are you creating? Either way, what have you been doing? Have you been consuming this year or have you been creating? Because a lot of people, most of the people, are consuming all year. And what do I mean by that? The big one that we're consuming, fear. The fear and the drama on the planet, you've been consuming it, taking it in. If you've been reading madly, you know, searching, and this is whether you're for or against whatever's going on, you know, because there's parties for everything, right? They're for the coronavirus, and there's people that don't believe in it, and then there's people that believe other things, and whatever it is that you're believing, you've been consuming in some way. You've been consuming the fear and the stories, whether they've been your own stories, someone else's agenda, the government agenda, the planetary agenda, whatever you want to look at, you've been consuming it. And so that's a big thing that we want to stop as we head into these new energies in 2021. Okay, we want to let go of the consuming and start creating. Start creating and deciding and choosing what you want in your life, instead of just taking in whatever's around you. This also, isn't it interesting for 2020 that we've seen a lot of people putting on weight, right? Because they're consuming lots of food and comfort foods. This isn't just about greed or something. This is around emotional stuff, and they're feeding that emotion. They're feeding the worry, the panic, you know, and the emotional stuff that's been going on for the year. And it's really the energy of not knowing. And so there feels like you've got no control over the situation. And so it's led to a pandemic of obesity. I mean, it really has. You know, I'm seeing that a lot with people who are overindulging and consuming things that they normally wouldn't consume, or to that level. So that if that is you, it's okay, right? It is what it is. You can't turn back the clock, but you can always change moving forward how you want to present yourself into the new year. And I thought this would be a good time to talk about this, as we are leaving all of these old energies of this year behind and really letting go of what we don't want to take with us into the new year, into this new energy. Because it's not just about a new year anymore, is it? It's about this whole age of Aquarius energies that we're really ushering in through this portal on the planet. And it's a completely different energy and way of being and way of thinking and way of doing and way of believing. And so what do you want to let go of right now? Because I invite you to start doing that, to start looking at it. If it's how you've been eating, if you've been consuming a lot of food or drinks or drugs or pharmaceuticals or whatever you've been doing, then looking at changing that for next year. Really, you know, not just some idle thought, but giving it space and energy to go, I'm getting a plan in action, or I'm doing something, I'm giving this, you know, attention every single day. I no longer am available to consuming this thing, this substance, this food, whatever it is. And likewise, if you've been consuming a lot of fear and panic and opinions, I invite you to start letting that go as well. Okay, start letting go of all of those beliefs and stories that you've taken on maybe this year, and start letting that go. Okay, and letting go of the old stories. All the old stories and beliefs and the old identity. The old identity of who you maybe became even throughout this year. The person that you had to become because you had to adapt and you had to change, you know, and maybe you didn't do that well, so you've consumed things to fill the hole and the uncertainty. And that's okay too, because you can start to let it go. And you can use your words to just start letting it go. Ask energy to start flowing through you and clear you out of the things that you're no longer available to anymore. All those old energies and patterns and stories, the consumption of ideas and fears and doubts and worries and concerns and the uncertainty that you're not going to consume that anymore. And moving forward, you're going to start being in creation mode. And that's your connection to soul. So that's where you're choosing and you're deciding how you want to be in the world. You're creating basically a new identity. You're creating, who do I want to be? How do I want to be perceived in this world? What sort of thoughts do I want to have? What sort of person do I want to be? What sort of actions do I want to be creating in this world, in this new energy? How do I want to create that? It might just start with a vision, with words, with intentions. And then you can start giving it space and giving it actions throughout the time, you know, throughout the year. You can start building upon it. But you want to really look at that. What are you wanting to create now? Because it's not going to happen on its own, and it's not going to happen if you continue to consume things. Old energies, dense energies, other people's opinions and thoughts and feelings, and it's just not going to happen for you to create what you desire if you continue to play in those energies of consumption. Okay, so we're really looking at energy moving out, energy being birthed, energy being remade, regenerated, renewed. Okay, so think of those words as you move into 2021 and how you can make over yourself. And we're not just talking about looks here. We're talking about our inner world, our thoughts and our beliefs and our feelings. Do you really want to go into 2021 with the same crappy beliefs and stories that have haunted you for probably years, let alone this year alone? All of those triggers have come to the surface. Or are you saying no more? That's the end of the road for those old beliefs and stories, and I'm going to start creating something new, because you can. And we're not creating something new just because it's a new year. No, we're really changing the whole dynamic, the whole energy blueprint of the planet is changing. And so we either keep being tethered to the past and feeling like everything's hard and that we're pushing things uphill and that it's a struggle, or you've got to hustle for everything, or you've got to fight for everything. That's old energy. Okay, and we'll still have some of that as we're moving out of it. Nothing, it just doesn't, you know, snap on that one day and it's gone. We'll still have some of that shifting. But if you're aware of it, then it's easy. It becomes so much easier when you're aware of it. So are you willing to do that, to let go of that consumption of all of that old, dense, heavy energies, and let's start creating. Let's start creating what you truly desire, the life that you know you were born to live. Okay, and as I said, it doesn't happen on its own, and it's certainly not going to happen if you keep consuming. Okay, so let's stop that patterning right now. I'm not available to that. I'm available to creating. creating the new body I want, creating the new thoughts I want, creating my new beliefs, creating my whole reality, creating my relationships, my friendships, creating my home life, my business life, my clients, creating it all. It doesn't just happen on its own. You've really got to set a powerful intention and then give it energy and time and space for it to grow. Okay, let me know how that resonates with you today, and I'd love to hear your comments. And here we go. We're in for the big ride at the end of the year, letting everything go, coming out, being reborn. This is what it's like. This is how I'm feeling. We are really giving birth to our new self, our soul self. And I can't wait to see what you create. All right, lovelies, have an amazing day and rest of the week, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.